Well, hello everyone. Happy Monday and welcome to Lisa Horton Crafts. I'm Sheryl and I'll be here sharing some crafty little goodness with you today. And as usual, I've got an easy and elegant card for you to make. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Let's see who's here. We got Suzette and Joe. Hi, Joe. Angela, Tracy, Valerie, Kirsten. I so happy for you all to be here. Thank you for joining me. And today I have chosen to work with one of Lisa's older sets because I'm here in the US. And so I said, you know what? I need to start showcasing some of the things that we can actually buy. So while we're waiting for some of the newer stuff to show up here, I'm going to keep showcasing things that US folks can purchase. And I also noticed in the UK, this was recently on sale and it sold out. So a lot of people probably have this set already. So I've got the English Roses Layering Stencils and the coordinating 3D embossing folder to go with it. And then I have the Fabulous Fonts Stamps and Die set that I'm going to be working with. And I think those are, yeah, that's all I've got. And I've got the Fool's Gold metallic ink and the Gaugin Grapefruit picked by Paula matte blending ink, and then the premium dye base matte blending ink and Woodland Moss. So those are the three colors that I have. Hi Trudy, hi everybody. From Denmark, hi Kirsten, how are you? Okay, so let me move these things out of the way. I'm going to take the stencils out. There are 6 stencils in this set, and I apologize, I'm a little hoarse today. Not quite sure why that is, but we're just going to keep pushing it through. And this is a 6 stencil set, and we'll be using 5 of the 6 stencils. We'll move those over here, get this out of the way. I'll find my tacky mat. Hi, Lorraine. And we'll get started with some inking of my panel here. Let's see. I need a piece of cardstock. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with stencil number 5, not start with it, but I'm going to use stencil number 5 to figure out where I want to place my paper for my inking, because I'm just going to use this A2 panel for my cards. So let's see. Put that right about there, and I think that'll be a good placement for me. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on and put my paper down. Make sure I have it. Oh, my paper's not straight. Let me do this again and make sure I keep my paper straight, because I don't want it off my panel to be crooked. So, okay, I think I got it straight now. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to start with the stencils in order now. And I will do stencil number 1 first. And the first few stencils, we're going to be putting the leaves on. And I'm going to keep it simple, and all my leaves are going to be in Woodland Moss. It's really pretty if you have different colored leaves, but I'm just going to do it the easy way and just have the one color. And I'll add a little bit of variation in the color just by having more ink at the base of the leaves. But other than that, there's not much I'm going to do that's different than my normal. And let's see, this leaf. I think this is one of the ones that kind of peeks out. I don't know where the bottom is, but we'll just ink it up and not worry with it. How about that? This is probably going to be the bottom part right here. And I'm thinking right here too. Just looking at the packaging, I think that's where these two leaves are. And again, this is my Woodland Moss and the English Roses stencil set that I'm working with. And I'm not going to worry about that one. Okay, that's stencil number 1 done. And stencil number 2, we're going to be adding more leaves. And let's see, this one, these two up here, I'm not going to do. I want to put a little piece of tape over this one corner though, because I don't want to mistakenly ink that. It wouldn't matter a whole lot, but since I'm not doing the full panel, that little piece doesn't make sense. Hi, Beverly. Welcome, welcome. How are you today? I am trying to stay warm. I'm telling you, it's actually warmer than it has been, but we've been for the last couple of days going down to below 0 overnight and warming up to only about I don't know, what was it yesterday, 16 degrees was our high. 16 degrees Fahrenheit was our high, so that was pretty chilly, and it was colder than that the day before. But today we're a balmy 28 degrees 28 degrees Celsius. It feels warm. That's kind of crazy to be that cold, but compared to what it's been, it does feel really good. This weather, I don't know, this is Groundhog's Day today here, and I don't know what the groundhog did. I don't even know how it works. I know part of it is like if he sees its shadow, it's 6 more weeks of winter, and if he doesn't, or something like that, it's 6 more days, 6 more weeks till spring. I don't know. Either way, we got 6 more weeks of cold is how I'm looking at it. Oh. Okay, so that takes care of stencil number 2, and on to stencil number 3. And again, I'm not going to worry about those up there at the top, only because it's really not part of the design for the size card that I'm making. So I'm just making a few minor accommodations in how I ink this up. But I didn't give myself a very good blend there. That's what happens when you yap and don't pay attention. Yes, Joe, 6 more weeks of cold. But I guess I shouldn't complain. We haven't gotten any more snow. Not, well, it's been flurries here and there, but it hasn't dumped any more since we had the big snow a week or so ago now. And people are out and about and mobile again, which is always good. Nice to get out of the house sometimes. I work from home too, so I spend a lot of time in my house. I'm glad I like it here because it would be pretty miserable if I didn't. But having my craft, as long as I got my craft room, I could stay home forever. And I know my daughter teases me. She says, "Mom, you really need a life." I said, "I have a wonderful life, thank you." Long, wet winter. Yes, indeed. Okay, I think that's going to do it for this one. And this is stencil number 3 again. And now we're going to move on to, I'm going to skip stencil number 4 because this would add shading, and I just want to keep that background white. So we'll go on to stencil number 5. Okay. And let's see, I don't want this guy down here. It doesn't matter if I ink it though, because of how I'm going to do it. So now I'm going to move on to my flowers, and I've got the Gaugin Grapefruit. I finally learned how to say it correctly. Now I just got to remember to keep saying it correctly. And I'm going to use my Wonder Brush for this one. And start in the center. I'm holding this down because it's really delicate. You could, if you have pixie spray or something like that, you could use that to keep these delicate parts from moving. I don't have any of that, so we're just going to use our fingers to help keep that in place while we're inking on the really delicate center there. And I'm carrying the color all the way out to the edges of the flower. Sorry, my fingers are kind of in the way. I use this color a lot, and there aren't reinkers for it yet, so guess who's going to be ordering more? Trying to be patient. And I keep saying, stop using it so it'll last. There's a lot of ink in these pads though. I mean, when I say I use it a lot, I mean a lot. So it's one of my favorite new colors. It's funny because I'm not even an orange person, but I love this color. I think it's so pretty. Okay, and then we'll move on to this one. This stencil takes the longest of the whole card, actually. Just getting the ink on here for me. I don't know why I'm such a slow inker, but I am. I acknowledge it, own up to it. Oh, you just ordered them? You're gonna love them, Joe. They are so beautiful. Like, well, you know that all Lisa's inks are just fabulous. And I like these a lot. Just keep going. And this one just takes a little patience, I guess, which I don't have much of. I'm always hurrying myself along. And it's like, slow down, enjoy the ride. And that's one of the things I think ink blending does, is gives you just a nice mellow time, because when you don't have somebody yapping, you can really just relax and enjoy the process. Okay. And I think we're almost done with this color. And then what I'm going to do, let me get a little bit darker right here. I'm going to use the Fool's Gold to add some accents on the tips. Oops, be careful. And alrighty, lots of goodies coming. You guys just don't know how blessed you are to be able to get your stuff right away. But you know what? I think we're all really blessed because we get such beautiful. Okay, I'm so proud of my little tacky mat. I haven't inked it up yet. So I'm going to use this to dab off when I don't have stencil space, because I'm going to keep my tacky mat clean. She says, famous last word. So I've got a little detail brush here, and I'm just going to go against the edges of the flower petals with this Fool's Gold, and just do the edges and then bring it in just a teeny weeny little bit, not a lot. Oh gosh, his voice is driving me crazy. Maybe that's a sign that I need to be quiet. How about that? I just feel like it's kind of boring to you guys if I'm not talking, but I really like chatting. So I'm just going to go around all these flowers with this brush and bring in some of the color onto the tips of the flowers, petals, I guess they are. And you could do the same thing with, you wouldn't even have to change colors, but I like having the deeper kind of contrast between colors. And then, with this being a metallic ink, it adds just a teeny little bit of shine on the flower tips. And so when you tilt it up, it looks so pretty. I love these metallics. I've got almost all of them. You wouldn't know it because I don't play with them enough, I don't think. Let's see, I think we'll go around here too. Trying to get this where I want it and keep it away from where I don't. It's a challenge, but it's a fun challenge. And I'm trying to add some variety to the depth of color as I go around. And I'm just going to move this as I go. to make it easier, and you can keep my hands out of the way. Hopefully you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. Just go work our way all the way around all three of the flowers. The one up there in the corner takes the least amount of time. Pick this one up here. Come this way. And I don't worry too much about whether or not there's the color is actually even. I just want it on there, if that makes any sense. Because some places it's going to it'll be darker in some places and lighter in others, and that is going to be just fine. Just fine. It all works out in the end. And you can go back and fix things as you like them. That's the nice thing about the Ultimate 2 is that you can stick your, I'll just put my fingers in all that ink. You can, do I want to go all the way up? No, I don't. I'll just go there. I think I'm keeping that color right, kind of in that space. And we'll go around here. Oops, I didn't finish this part. Nope, I don't want to go all the way up. Nope, I don't. We'll just come over here and keep going around. Okay, let's see. This part, I think I want to go up a little higher here. A little more color. And then we'll go around this way. And up here, keep going all the way around this petal. Going around this way. Grab this one. And I like doing this because it adds a little extra detail, but it's not finicky. If you know what I mean. It's just, it doesn't have to be perfect. I guess that's what I like about it. Because if you're not a perfect blender, which I am not, this works. This is a great thing to do. It makes you look like you know more than you know. And have more skill than you actually have, which I love. I think that's one of the things I really like so much about Lisa Stencils is that you get such beautiful results and doesn't take a lot of effort or skill. You just put the ink on there. Let's see. I'm going to come over here. Part of this is going to be off the page, but that's okay. All right, and then we got this last one to do up here in the corner. So we'll go around starting on this end. I need to turn this so I can see it a little better. I've got a messy mess on my stencil, but that's okay. It'll clean up very easily. And this is a bigger leaf, so I'm going to make this band of darker ink a little bigger, just because I can. Not because you need to, I don't think. Okay, and then at the base of this one, we're gonna add a little bit of color down in here too. I actually have enough ink on this stencil that I don't need to go any further. Let's see. Maybe I'll go up a little bit on this bud. Some of that's going to be cut off. So let me look around, and I think I've got it pretty much how I want it. Okay, so this will be the end of the fool's gold. Oops. And for the last stencil, we're going to bring back in, let's see, let me get this up. My tacky mat is very tacky. Oh, and so there are our roses. So pretty and so easy. Yeah, I am. It takes a lot of concentration for me on this part. Okay, and then we'll add some detail to our leaves. And that's really all the inking done. Oops, got to be careful. I'm not too rough on this part, especially on the bigger leaves, because the stencil is divided. And okay, be careful. Probably better if I come from this side and work inward, I suppose. I wonder what that might change the look a little bit. I don't know. You can see I bent one when I was working with this before to create the sample that I realized I didn't show you. Okay, well, I guess there's no point in showing the sample now that we're done. Oh my, what a day. Okay, I think that is going to be all of the inking that we need to do. And that is the finished panel. And I love this color combination because that Gaugin Grapefruit is beautiful. And then I don't know if I could, and see on the how you got the little sheen on the tips of the roses. It's so pretty. Okay, so now we can move on with the construction. I'm going to, this is an A2 size panel, so I'm going to trim this down. Let me grab my trimmer. I'm going to trim this down to 4 by 5 1/4. So let's see. I think I'll take it off of this side, or maybe a little off of each side. And I'm going to keep that little piece, and then I'll move this down to 4. And then let's see, where am I going to get my 5 1/2? I'll probably take it, I'll take a smidge off of the top. I don't want to, I want to keep, nah, I'm going to take it off from the bottom because I want to keep that tip. So I'll do that at 5 1/4. We're going to lose some of this big flower anyway because of the way I designed this card, but so we're going to do that like that, and that will be our panel. Thank you, ladies. I'm glad you like it. And so what I did for my sentiment, I'm going to actually create, I'm going to emboss it. I'm going to add this piece on, so it'll be, oops. I'm going to add this piece on, and I'm going to emboss it together. So, and then I'll add my sentiment on the white part. So let me find my tape here. And you could just not do this and show the whole card. I've got a sample that I did where I stenciled it, but I didn't emboss it. I'm just putting that on so that it's even with the bottom of the card. And then I'm just going to put this into the stencil and emboss it together. Change my plates out while I'm over here. Get rid of my cutting plates and add my embossing plates. Okay, so what I'm doing, make sure I do this right. There we go. I'm just going to line this up. Kind of hard for me to see. Okay, wait a minute. Let's go with this flower up here. Yeah, the bigger one is easier for me to see to get it started. And I think just doing, oops. I think I have it. Okay. I just moved it out of space again. I got it there. And on this green leaf. Okay. I think that's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and just emboss this. And I'm using my beautiful little Lisa Horton Platinum 6 that I still haven't named. Everybody has names for theirs. I can't think of a fun one that's not already taken. Okay, so here is the embossed panel. And so we've got the embossing down there, which I like. And then I'm going to put this strip over here, and you'll see in a minute why I did that. It just makes it look more, once I add it to the card base, because I've got a layer of the same green on the card base. And then that will come on out of there, ink. Okay. And then that will, it'll make it look like the top piece is actually cut, and it isn't. Oops, get that all the way to the edge. Oops, just got glue on there. Pick it up and get it all the way to the edge. Be careful, Sheryl. Okay. All right, and so now I've got my A2 with my panel already adhered, and we're going to put this down like that. So let me close this glue up because it will dry out very quickly. Okay, grab my tape runner again. And then we'll put it onto this panel. Like that. Okay. And then the only other thing we need to do to call this is add our sentiment and some embellishments. So here's the fun part of watching me do embellishments. That's always a treat. I know you guys like watching me chase gems. Okay, so this is from the Fabulous Fonts. And so I just inked it and Versamark onto my green cardstock, and then embossed it with gold ink. And yes, I agree that the embossing just brings that whole image to life. It really makes a difference. Okay, let me put this on. I think that looks pretty good. Got glue on my finger. And then we'll add a few. These are Spellbinders Gold Mix little gems. And let's see, where's my little thing? So here's the fun part. How many minutes does it take her to put on 4 gems? She can make a whole card in 20 minutes and half an hour to put on gems. Oh, let's see. So I want this one to be kind of over here, and this one over here. And then we'll put one in the middle. I can't tell if these are straight yet because it's upside down to me, and probably to you too, but okay. So, oh, I didn't do too bad. They're not too terribly crooked. Okay, so there is that. And let me show you a couple samples. Well, actually, the sample that I did for this card, you can see what it looks like fully finished, if I find where I put it. Huh. Well, go figure. Oh, here it is. Okay. So here's the sample. I guess maybe I didn't. I had one that I had done the envelope and the inside. Did I put an inside on this one? Yeah, so this is what I did with this little piece here. I just put a little strip on the inside, and so that's this one. And then I also embossed the envelope flap that I can't find where I put the envelope. But there's this one, and then here's one that I did same colors except for I used which one? Bronze. I used the bronze on this one, and it is just stenciled with no embossing. So if you only have the stencils, don't be afraid to use it. And if you've got both of them, use them. And if you're here in the States, you can buy these. So thank you so much. I hope you guys enjoyed the live and that you have a great week. Claire's going to be live tomorrow. And I hope you got a chance to see all of the new stuff at Hobbycraft TV today, because it is fabulous. So if you didn't get a chance to do that, go back and watch the replay. I think Paula is live on Wednesday, I think, with on Hobbycraft TV, and then Lisa will be here as usual for our Friday night live. So thank you all so much. I hope that you have a fantastic week. Thank you for being here, and we will see you next time. Bye for now.